A lot of that depends on the counselor. A lot of our counselors have their own kind of guidelines on what they're willing to say in open court and what they're not willing to say in open court. Because from what counselors have discussed with me, their job is to develop some level of trust with the kiddo. And so they don't want to divulge everything. So I have never had a counselor come in and say, this is what he said, and this is what he said, and this is what he said, and this is what he said. Now, I have had counselors, of course, testify to generalities, their concerns. Based on our conversations, I am concerned about this general thing or this general issue. Sometimes, if it's extremely concerning, a counselor may ask, instead of testifying in open court, if we can have a conference with judge in chambers privately so they can be a smidge more direct without causing additional issues or problems between the parents. But as far as, we will never get a play-by-play, word-for-word transcript from anyone. But blessedly in Tarrant County, we have a huge assortment of counselors that we've all worked with on a pretty regular basis. So we have some frame of reference with them, and that's a benefit of being in a community where we all work together quite well.
There are some counselors that are not great that I have come across recently that just don't follow the ethical codes, but the ones that do, so I want to preface it with that, is that the counselor is going to tell the child in counseling before they even start the process that, look, you and I have a confidentiality agreement, meaning I can't go tell mommy and daddy everything you say. And they can't, and they don't, because they need to feel safe. The only time the counselor can and will divulge exactly what the child says is if the child's in danger, and they have a duty to report that. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, and they will generally tell the parent, this was a good session, a bad session, or, maybe try this at home, because the child needs to feel safe, and the parent should know that they can't send the child to a counselor to try to get bad information about the other parent. Because when the counselors talk to us, they're not going to tell us, this is what Bobby said, and give us a rundown. But if they have a concern, they are going to bring that specific concern to us, because we also have a duty to keep that information confidential so that we do not make the situation worse for the family. When we can communicate with the other attorney to try to help the situation or diffuse the situation so that it doesn't get worse for this child.